Hey all, I just wanted to jump on and play a few games and try to keep learning and getting better. So let's go. All right, so we have a 767, so we should be a little bit ahead of this opponent at 863. Uh, Also, I switched the time control to 10 minutes plus 5, which means that we get 5 seconds extra every move that we make. This just helps um, have a little more time in the long run and allows us to keep going when we get into a time scramble. Looks like we're going to turn this into I think we'll just turn it into a 4 knights, which is going to be very common at this level. Okay, he goes ahead and moves the h3 pawn out. I think I'm going to go ahead and develop the bishop. So just trying to always just develop castle. Like at this level, that's I think the most important thing is to just make sure that you are developing, getting castled. Um, and I think I said it on a previous video, just trying not to get too fancy. Okay, so he brings that out. We could, if we go back this way, we got to be a little bit careful, but I kind of like this diagonal that we're on, so I think I'm going to go back that direction. We just got to watch out a little bit for how much he advances the pawns. Okay, he's developing, getting ready to castle there, I assume. All right, let's just keep developing. I don't really see too much in it as far as crazy threats here. He's doing the same. So let's move the. Let's get the rook developed a little bit. Okay, he's going to pin our queen, which is common, and I'm usually okay with this trade. So just because, again, I've said before, but bishops are generally considered a little better than rooks. Now we have an option to advance this pawn. It is a little risky to advance pawns in front of your king, but it might make sense. But I think I'll just go ahead and finish developing here. And if he wants to trade bishops, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. He does. Okay, knight gets in, and so that was, I understand that move because now obviously we can't take because we're pinned. So I think we are going to be kind of forced into this pawn move to g5. Because I don't think I see another way to easily protect this knight. Obviously, we can take it with this pawn, but then our king will be opened up, which we're trying to kind of avoid. So I think this is the better choice at the moment. So now we have to decide what to do. I mean, we could simply get the bishop in here and threaten a rook. I mean, obviously he'll move it, but I think that at least poses some threats. Oh, no, wait, but he can take that. Okay, so we could go for the trade here and then get the bishop in. Let's try that. I think we're kind of opening up his queen here to this diagonal, which isn't ideal. Okay, he moves in there for that trade. Interesting. So this only thing that's the reason that so we have choices here. We can just take right off the bat here, or we can actually take this knight because that's a check, so he won't be able to That one won't be able to escape, I think. Wait, we'll do, if we do this first, then the queen's going to come up here probably, and we can still safely take this knight. Okay, I just want to make sure because we have this queen protecting. So yeah, let's take. Oh, I'm in check. Well, you do have to get out of check. That is a rule of the game that we should be aware of. So that yeah, let's make sure we do that. Let's watch for forks here. If I go here, he can check me there. No wait, yeah, there. So maybe I think we just go to the corner. I don't know. Can't go there. We can also go here, but then he can check me there. So I think we just move to the corner. Think. Let's find out. We're getting down on time now after that move. We're going to think quite a bit about that one. Oh, wait, we could have just. Wait a minute. Did I just. Oh, I'm dumb. I could have just taken the knight.
What's the matter with you?
Guys, I could have taken the knight. I just take it. There was no. Oh, man. How could I not see that? It really frustrates me. It really frustrates me. That's why I can't get better. All right, so that's okay. It's okay. We're gonna keep pushing along here. Still kind of like this trade, I think. I mean, he does bring his queen into the game a little bit, which. Oh, but now I can't do this because this knight. So. Hmm. Let's protect like this. Starting to think about. He does get castled, which is logical. Probably want to bring the other rook over. That's going to run into knight to f6, I think. That's going to attack. So if I go there, I'm thinking maybe here, maybe we start pushing the pawns. Yeah, let's go here. Start trying to attack on the king side here since we're kind of open already anyway, so we might as well use it. Try to mount an attack, even though we're now down a piece because we're just not playing very well there. Let's see. Queen is kind of getting in. I don't think that really does much because I think we just have this, and I don't think there's anywhere for that. We definitely didn't trap the queen, but we kind of forced it to one square, I think, didn't we? Can't take. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not like missing here, but I think. Oh no, that was dumb. I'm just dumb. I'm just not playing well, guys. This is the problem. It's like when these formats get a little bit shorter and I have to make a move, I'm just not seeing the board. So I need to figure out, and that's one thing, at this level, it's just what happens. You just, for some reason, just not seeing what's happening on the board, and I need to really work on that. And it's unfortunate because it's really bad. I think +8 we can probably resign. I mean, I always say like don't ever give up, but at +8, I think we're probably Dunzo here. So yeah, I mean, unless something crazy happens, I don't think we need to really continue here because now he has this, which I don't even think I can stop, right? Because queen to here we do the arrows. Queen there. I don't know that I can stop that right now, other than to take the knight and lose my queen. But like, is there a way to stop that move? Other than that, no. Nope, that was just a bad game. So I'm not even sure I want to review that game. But I suppose we will, just to visually show. So it was all fine. It was all very, very just basic, even, like solid chess. Nothing really, I think, crazy. So apparently we could capture this because whoops, we can capture here because when he does this, then we get that fork. So that was another situation that I find often where you can take that pawn and then create that fork. We did not do that in the game, which wasn't a problem. Like I said, it kept everything was even the whole way here. I mean, there really wasn't anything like that was a good move because that we had to do that to protect or to avoid the queen skewer there. So we were fine, and then that was I just straight up missed taking that piece back. Like I'm not even sure how I'm not even sure how I missed it because I knew that I had it protected, and so when he took it, like the clear obvious move was just to take it back, and then you just keep playing, and I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe just trying to be a commentator and talk about the game, and I just not being able to pay as good attention as I should be. But anyway, let's move on. Let's try to play a better game. And so let's try again. It's a great thing about chess. It is frustrating to lose, but you can just keep playing. There's nothing. I mean, assuming you have time, obviously, but there's really nothing stopping you. From just trying again. It doesn't cost it doesn't cost anything really, and time is not too demanding, so you can just keep playing. And here we go again. So let's see if we can do a little bit better. Okay, we're gonna Queen's Open this time, which is always makes things a little bit interesting. So he goes for the Queen's the old Queen's Gambit. Now we have two choices: we can decline it or we can accept it. I usually decline it, so let's go with that route. And now, again, we're just going to go ahead and develop. Because, taking that pawn, it just doesn't, I don't think really it was going to help us at this point. So we're just going to develop. He's kind of threatening this move. Oops. Nope. Go away, arrows. He's kind of threatening this move. So we need to, I guess we could just do this early. We're probably going to want to do that anyway. So we'll just do it early. Okay, and again, I'm going to try to develop as much as I can here. This is kind of aggressive, pinning that to the king. I expect probably the pawn is just going to come out. But then it kind of screws up. Again, we're kind of going to damage a pawn structure if he goes for that route. So we also have our possibility of getting our... so he does that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and let him have a bishop in this case. And then we're going to challenge a pawn right away and get our knight in. Like this. And we are prepared to castle. Still got some development to get done, that's for sure. And I think at some point, taking. Oh, okay, that pawn's no longer free. Um, I think we develop the knight here, because then we can attack the queen with the next, potentially with the knight, if that will move the queen somewhere that might help us. Let's give that. I think this is logical. I think this is logical. Okay. So take, and that pawn's defended. Then I'm looking at the C2, C7 pawn. That's defended. That's defended. I think we're okay to just go ahead and accept that trade. We do have a bishop staring down here. We do want to get. I'm gonna get castled here. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna wait too much longer because it's gonna be important at some point to get castled. Okay, he also develops. Yeah, I think now is probably a good time to just go ahead and make sure that we castle. So we'll do that. Okay, threatens the knight. Um, I could certainly accept a trade here. It's a development. It's a piece of development. I'll accept that trade. If it happens. I think that's okay. Again, trying to value bishops a little bit over knights in most cases. If the game's really closed, I guess knights can become, as valuable or more than a bishop potentially. But okay, that's an interesting move because now that actually, I believe, forces him to move the king, right? If I take, which will avoid his ability to castle. And this attacks the queen, so I'm not worried about my hanging bishop there. Yeah, we're just going to do that. And I think we'll just accept this trade, honestly. Because now his king's in the middle. Which can't be good. Let's just get the... Oh, I do have a pawn hanging here. So we ought to probably do this. I guess we can go here and protect, right? Yeah, that should work. Let's see what he does here. I'm not sure. So probably bring in bishop. Oh no, he moves the queen out of the way. Interestingly, we might actually have the push the pawn here because take with check. Yeah, I think that's actually an interesting move. And if he moves the queen to the b file here, now I think I can just. No, it's not free, I guess. I guess that doesn't make that free, but. Now we can challenge it here. I'm not trying to get too fancy here. Let's be a little careful, but I think this makes sense. Keep forcing the queen back. And we can now jump into c4, potentially. Depending on where the queen goes. Yeah, so now and we can keep pushing. We can actually keep threatening with this pawn because we have it protected now twice again, and I don't see any way for him to like threaten it. Like it's just gonna keep pushing up the board. I mean, he's obviously got his rooks and his queen all protecting that last file, but he's a little bit stuck, I think. Like, and our time's doing okay, so we'll try to. He could bring the rook up and threaten it twice, but then I can't push it again then because then I really do run out of. Hmm. If I jump in there. Should probably start getting in there from the other side. He still can't take that pawn, by the way. I think I like here potentially. Let's try that. And keep moving down a little bit on time. Now what does he do? It's like we're kind of starting to jump in here. Like I think. I mean, you can block this with the queen now. I didn't think so. You can also block with the pawn, but then I just take it, right? Okay, he decides to move it. But now I have, well, I could always jump in here, right? That's always an option. Oh, wait. I think now I can just get in over here, right? Is that safe? We got to be a little careful, but I think this is getting to be kind of desperate for him here because now I think he's really going to get himself stuck here pretty soon. Like, now we have a lot protecting this pawn. I don't know what he does after I move this. I think we're in good shape here. This is a good example of how to get a pawn down the board when the opportunity is given. This actually has worked out pretty well. He does that. The problem is, this has to not. I must be winning this somehow. I must be winning this. Let's think. We need to, like, clearly I'm winning. I just need to figure out how. So we could just take the queen, and that's probably fine. Um, yeah, we can just take, because then he's going to have to take, obviously, and then we make the queen, and then when he takes, we just get a free rook, and then we check, and then we get the other rook. So yeah, this just works, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think this just works. And we just end up +9. And it should be pretty easy to win now, obviously, being up 2 rooks. And there's a win. All right, well, that was a good one. I liked that game. I hope that the accuracy on that's pretty high. Let's see how we did. Thought that was a well-played game. Yeah, we can see we get. Oh, let me go back to our review here. Review screen there. You can see how we were doing, and they gave us a 1500 rating in that game. Let's take a look as we go here and see. So everything looked kind of normal queen's gambit. Apparently you can get that pawn forward, okay, but nothing to worry about. That was the right idea. That was okay. That was okay. That was a mistake. Okay, apparently we needed to get the rook in the game there first. He missed. Oh yeah, there's where he. Okay, so apparently in that spot, taking that b7 pawn is okay. I know sometimes, as I've said in previous videos, that can be very risky. Apparently there it was okay, but we're not the engine, so we're not gonna know everything. That was a good move. That was the right idea. Not the best move. Okay, we could threaten the queen there again. That was a mistake. Now, apparently that was a miss, it claims. And he should have taken. And now we found the idea, and I guess oh, well, yeah, there we can take, because then his queen's, I see. Yeah, we had a free pawn there. We missed it. So that was unfortunate, but we were still completely winning. And that was a bad place to move your king, because that just gets us in. And now we're just, let's see if we did this perfectly. So that apparently was wrong. So, okay, wait, why is this better? So it's better to make the queen that way, force him to take. I see. Take with the rook, then this, then this, then this, and then we end up with a queen instead of a rook. Okay, didn't calculate all that, but it didn't really matter because we were so ahead anyway. That it just didn't matter. So that was just fine. All right. Well, that was one loss, one win, one bad game, one good game, and that's how it goes. So, but had fun as usual, and hope you guys learned something, and we'll see you on the next one.